Well, hey everybody, it's Sandy and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health one topic at a time. So I've got a product review for you guys today, and it is the Blox Surgical N95 Respirator by IV Watch. So just keep watching. So first of all, I just want to start off by saying thank you and welcome. For those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel yet, if you enjoy my content, I really hope you'll consider subscribing. Most of you already know that I do my channel largely as a public service, so I'm not loaded up with all kinds of affiliate links. I don't want the bias and room for bias that commission would create. So my way forward is to grow my channel, and I thank each and every one of you who has subscribed so far. I very much appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, I hope you'll do so now. Yeah, so let me talk about this new product. The folks at IV Watch, that's the name of the company, reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in reviewing their Blox Surgical N95 Respirator. I said, sure, so go ahead and send me some things. And oh my goodness, did they send me stuff. So including some very generous coupon code, guys. So I'm going to get to that in a minute, and everything will be down in the description box. Links on this, again, will not be affiliate links. It's just simply to take you to the product. I try to leverage just any influence that I do have to get a better discount code for my viewers. And so I don't do any kind of commission for myself. It's just really to help you guys out. So first of all, I can't thank the people at IV Watch enough for sending me, first of all, a variety of packs of these particular respirators, but also for just how thorough they were, because not only did they send me those, look, they sent me, I got this stack of papers. So they did their third-party testing through Nelson Labs, and this is the report for determination of inhalation and exhalation resistance on the respirators. Then they had a different report from Nelson Labs dealing with the synthetic blood penetration resistance. Also the sodium chloride aerosol test, so that sort of is an extrapolation to tell you about aerosol permeability through the mask. So flammability, this is important because they call themselves also a surgical mask. And I'm going to show you in just a few minutes, when you peruse their website, I just haven't seen anything that's organized in a way that's so user-friendly that almost any question that you have, not only can you find it and get it answered, but it's just laid out for you in such a simple and organized fashion that you're not like scrolling and scrolling through things. It's on the obvious tab. It's in a tab that would make sense, and all the information is there. And I just really think that's unique. So when I think back of all the different reviews that I've done on masks and respirators and whatnot, inevitably a question comes up, and it's something that either I haven't thought of or I couldn't find. And it's usually about, getting to the right person at the company, and there's a certain amount of lag time in getting answers and things like that. I kind of don't think there's going to be anything like that with this product. Now, I think that the test that people are going to be most interested in is the sodium chloride aerosol test, because again, that's sort of an extrapolation of, what might penetrate the mask in breathing. And, you can see all the different test article numbers down one column. And when I look down the filtration efficiency column, which again, an N95, people think it filters out 95% of small particles, meaning viral sized particles. That's not the case. It is at least 95. It has to get to at least 95 in order to have the NIOSH approval. But when I look through the filtration efficiency on every single one of these, the 20 in the column, they range from 99.1 all the way up to 99.725, I think, is the highest filtration I have. So everything is over 99% with this particular respirator. And especially these days with these highly aerosolized, like Omicron subvariants circulating around, I think that seems to be very important to people. And I know that it is to me. So the filtration efficiency on these is absolutely superb. So anyway, they sent me a 10-pack of their surgical N95 respirator. This is a duckbill style, this product that I'm reviewing today. And then they also sent me a 50-pack, which is in a box. The 10-pack, of course, is going to be the most expensive per item, as you would imagine. But the nice thing about the 10-pack is it does have that Ziploc. So for people who just want to throw a pack of these in their car or something, it's nice to have that. It's maybe a nice way to try the product, and then if you like it, you can buy more, but save this Ziploc pouch, because it's just a nice, really sturdy Ziploc pouch. It does have a very thorough set of instructions. I've gone over these kinds of instructions about how to properly don an N95 anyway, but they're all on here for you. So I'm just going to go over the pricing and a couple things about the product and the coupon code, and then I'm going to show you the product itself. So yeah, in the 10-pack, the 10-pack retails on the website for $17.95. They are offering a generous coupon code of Sandy30. I'm going to put this all down below in this description box as well. So 30% off for my viewers, and they said that the code can be reused as many times as you'd like. I know that some of us have been having trouble with Armbrust, that all of a sudden the code wasn't reused anymore. And I have contacted Armbrust, and they have said to just contact Nick, NIC, at customer service if you have any issues. I'm hearing that most of the time that solves it, but not always. So maybe they're looking at capping the number of times you can use the code at that site. So going forward, I'm asking anybody who asks me to review their products if we can not only have a coupon code, but one that is reusable indefinitely. So this expires, I think they said December 31st, 2022. So by then we'll deal with it all over again if we have to. But nonetheless, Sandy30 can be used as many times as you like. So when you take the 30% off, it brings the 10 pack to $12.57, or just about $1.26 per item. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good price. You know, we've talked about some of my favorite duckbill style respirators that are the Gerson and the ACI. The ACI is a real thin, lightweight one, and I like that about it. Of course, the flip side of that is it kind of loses its shape a little quicker, and you can't get, you know, 2, 3, or 4 times that you take it off and put it back on, it's stretched out and it's lost its shape and it starts to leak. That one is significantly cheaper than anything else, but this is, you know, kind of, this is the ballpark of, I think, a good price that we've been able to find between the retailers that I've worked with and the coupon codes that they've given us. Now, if you want to go up to the box of 50 of these respirators, then you're talking $59.95 retail. At 30% off, it's $41.97 for the box, or 84 cents an item. And I think that is a superb price. It's an incredible price. And if you want to go to the case, which is $300 or $299.95 for 300 of them, and then when you take 30% off of that, it brings it to $210, and that brings it down to 70 cents per respirator. I don't know too many people that are going to be interested in the case of 300 unless you're, you know, using these to supply to an office or something like that. But hey, if you really like the product, why not? And I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, that I think you kind of need a mask wardrobe these days, even an N95 wardrobe. I'm pretty much only using N95s these days. I have different N95s for different things. Some low risk situation where I just need to put it on, take it off kind of quickly. I do like that real thin, lightweight ACI duckbill, especially since it's so hot out where I live right now. On the other hand, like I said, I don't get that many wears out of it. So sometimes I go to the Gerson, which is a little heavier. So we're going to see where this one is. But that all gets kind of factored into the price, how much use you're going to get out of them. Any N95 is technically a disposable product, so it's technically a one-time use. So when I talk about reusing, I don't mean using it for days on end. I mean, I had to put on an N95 to run into a store, and then I got back in my car, and now I have to run into the UPS shop, or I have to go into the pharmacy, and I'm not going to throw out a new N95 like after 5 minutes of wear, but the taking it off and putting it back on does tend to limit its longevity, and some are better than others at lasting and keeping your ability to make a good seal. Now, I will say another thing that I like about this product, besides that it is so user-friendly and that they've been so forthcoming with all the information, it is made in the USA. They did have their third-party testing done by Nelson Labs, which many of the products that I've reviewed have. Nelson Labs is very much respected third party for the testing. The other thing is that on the label, you'll see that there is a number 2 with something, it looks like a number 2 with a cross through it. Now, I had never seen that, okay? I had seen like level 3 with Roman numerals, meaning ASTM 3 that we've seen, and that usually designates that there's some kind of fluid resistance. So I did inquire as to what that means, and what they told me is that it means that it is technically a surgical mask besides an N95. So that would mean not only does it have the testing for fluid resistance, but flammability and things like that. I don't know if that's important to you or not, but it's nice to know that at this price point, this really packs so much punch, right? It has so much to it. I just want to take a second to show you a screenshot of perusing their website so you can see what I mean by just how forthcoming they are with their information, and just how easily laid out it is, how easy to read it all is. And yeah, so let me just show you that now, and then I'm going to show you the respirator itself. All right, so here I am on the Blox by IV Watch website. So you can see it's bloxdirect.com. And one thing I like about this website is, first of all, it's easy to navigate. But second of all, they have all their, the approvals and things up here, and they'll also have links to their testing. So I'm going to click Shop Now under the N95 respirators, and the one I'm looking at is the Blox N95-01. That is the duckbill style respirator that we're talking about here. So you can see 10, 50, or 300 are the quantities it comes in. The nice thing about the pouch of 10 is that it's a resealable, like a Ziploc type thing. And I'm going to show you all that in the video. But you can see here that under, like, there's a description which actually is very thorough, including some diagramming that you can see about the specific materials that they use. And I like that not only do they show the polypropylene layers, they show the density of polypropylene that they've been using in the items. So here you can see under performance, it tells you about the ASTM, the 160 millimeters of mercury. That basically tells you the fluid resistance. They just tell you all the different things in terms of their testing. Their certifications, they give you a nice link here so you can head on over and see the NIOSH certification. Features, of course, I would expect that in the description of any of these kinds of things, but I just like that this is set up in a way that's just so easy to find everything and you're not like scrolling and scrolling. And then under materials, like I said, here you can see the grams per square meter of polypropylene in the different layers. And I think that's unusual. I find myself, before I do these reviews, having to contact and wait for questions to be answered about things like that, and it's kind of hard to get down to it, and very often the retailer is a third party, it's not the manufacturer, so sometimes those are difficult questions to get answered, and I like that it's all just laid out here for you. Additionally, you can see down here it says not made with natural rubber latex. That's a question I get often. Yeah, so and some of these things are on the package as well. So here, for example, it says that there's no latex in this product. Again, there's not really latex in most medical products anymore, but I have had people contact me, ask me about that, so it's something I usually try to find out anymore when I'm reviewing products, and the multi-layers and things like that. I love that you can see the density of polypropylene. The respirators inside this Ziploc bag and also inside the box of 50 are not individually wrapped. So that's actually another reason that it's nice to have something resealable. I kind of like that better than the box. So if I wanted to carry some with me or have some of these in my car, I could see, you know, taking 10 out of a box, putting them in this bag that I saved. I know you could do that with any Ziploc, but it's kind of nice to know exactly what you've got. Remember, which ones did I put in this bag? So here it is. It's also kind of that foil line, so it's a little bit, you know, protected from the elements. They're not individually wrapped, but I do think they're very well protected, particularly when you get the one in the bag. You can see that they've got written on there their product designation, their name, their NIOSH approval, and lots and things like that. And it does say surgical N95 respirator, so that's different than plain old N95 respirator in the way that I've described. Now this one, unlike some of the ones I've shown recently, like the ACI, for example, this one does have two straps, so it's not like one big thick strap that's perforated and you separate, or you can choose to not separate. I've said that sometimes I just keep both straps attached if they are, or even like this, sometimes I'll just have both of them up high because I feel like I get a lot of good tug and pull that way. But you know, the correct way to wear an N95 is to have one down below on the neck. It does have a pretty long noseband. It's a polycarbonate noseband. It is a little bit, I'm going to say tall, meaning I'm talking about this measurement from top to bottom here. I don't like when that is too small a measurement because I feel like it's very flimsy and it doesn't give you like the room to really mold something. I think you need a certain amount of measurement there to be able to mold, and I think this does fit that bill. I have seen some longer nose pieces. I always am partial to a super long nose piece, but we're going to see how this one fits nonetheless. Feeling wise, it does feel like a very sturdy duckbill. Okay, it feels more like a Gerson than it does an ACI, and it probably feels a little sturdier yet than a Gerson. It is a little thicker, it is a little warmer. On the other hand, that's why you get that phenomenal particle filtration. And so, you know, I have been using this. I used it quite a bit to try to get a sense of how it wears over time for you guys before I did the review. Yeah, so, all right, so I'm for those of you who haven't seen it already, what I do when I put on a duckbill N95 is I kind of mold the noseband just a little bit. I just kind of make it round, okay? And then I hold the straps, I hold both straps, and the first thing I'll do is catch this bottom part under my chin and bring both straps up to the top. Now, after that, I will mold the nose piece. Now, again, I have seen longer nose pieces. I like them as long as I can get them, but this at least does come to the higher part of my cheekbone, so it allows me to mold it quite a bit to the cheekbone. You know, what I really don't like is when they end about out here. What I love is when they go even farther out, but very few do. I always want to check because sometimes this border ends up tucked in a little bit after I've put on an N95. It did not in this case. Boy, you let my hair do with this. And I'm going to take one of these straps and put it on down below. All right, so there we go. Okay, so one of the things I did like about this, again, with any of these products, there's always a series of trade-offs. This one is thicker, sturdier on the continuum of duckbills that I have tried. The benefit that you get from that is it tends to remain pretty stiff and off the mouth and nose. So even if I take a big deep breath, I can sometimes feel that just against my lip. Of course, the way I put this one on, it happened to bend right there. So let me see if I can get that bend out, because that's not typical. So sucking in as hard as I can. I'll just barely feel it on my lip. In general, I don't feel this moving around, so it means it kind of stays off my mouth and stays off the underside of my nose completely, no matter how hard I breathe in. So that's a really nice thing. Plus, again, it's all about filtration, filtration, filtration. So the particle size efficiency with this one is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best that I've reviewed. So am I willing to be, have something that's maybe a little bit warmer for that? Yes, I personally am. Everybody sort of has to decide what they want for themselves with that. It's important to do a fit check, and as I'm going to do that with my safety goggles as well, as I always do, but I'm going to first take a big deep breath. I'm going to breathe out kind of hard. So you should feel a little bit of pressure build up when you breathe out hard through an N95, and it should take a second before that pressure goes away. And you really shouldn't feel any leak, and I don't. I always wonder if I feel some up here, but then when I do, I know for sure. Yeah, I don't. All right, and I'm going to put on my usual smudgy safety goggles. I know that Aaron Collins has talked about on his channel how, if it's air that comes out at the end, it's really not leak. If it's not leak, it's about a temperature differential. I don't know how you would know if it's coming from the end versus the beginning, because it might be from the beginning of your exhale, but it doesn't show itself until the end. I think you have to just be careful with that. Yeah, at any rate, I don't really see any fogging here, any evidence of leak. Now, I did find that these held up similar to the Gerson, probably a little bit better. I can get several wears out of these. Like I said, I know that they are technically a single use. I would not take this to a high-risk environment, wear it for a while, and then take it off and wear it again. I just don't do that. But if I'm just running errands and quickly running in somewhere and then have to take it off and put it back on for something else, in that case, I will rewear it. Within a reason, I will rewear it. And I have found that this really holds its structure. That's one thing I like about it, that, like I had said, it's sort of a trade-off with the ACI. It's really cheap price point. It's very light. That ACI duckbill is very comfortable, but you do give up something with the degree of filtration, and you also give up something with the longevity of the product. This, on the other hand, I can take off and put back on several times, and I still won't get any leak. I think the most I've gone to is 5, and then I've tossed it out, and I've done that plenty of times without having any leak, even on the 5th wear. So I think that's pretty incredible. Now, again, that's not about the length of time of wear. Those might be short wears, but I really think it's the process of putting it on and taking it off and stretching the straps and, pulling on the materials that is really threatening to the integrity of the item. Not so much the number of hours that you're wearing it. Yeah, so what can I say in summary? I'm really glad I had a chance to try this. I want to thank the people at IV Watch. First of all, they have offered us a very generous coupon code. I'm at the point anymore with my channel and the place where this pandemic has brought us to, which is that, I think it's pretty widely accepted that, if you're really careful about it and you want to be smart, well, I guess that's not so prevalent, but an N95 is really the way to go. And it's pretty much all I'm wearing these days is N95. Sometimes I'll put a Synovia on top of an N95, but at this point, I've really had an opportunity to review pretty much most of what's out there, most that I want to review. And so when I see a new one come in my inbox, I'm kind of like, yeah, do I want to look at that one? And especially this one with its price point, I kind of thought, well, I've got most of my bases covered really at this point with what I'm going to be recommending. But then they offered such a generous coupon code that they really made this very competitive. And I think that in many ways, it's a very superior product to other duckbills that I have tried on this channel, just in the way of its filtration efficiency, comfy mostly. Yes, you know, it's a little bit warmer, it's a little bit heavier, but on the other hand, that does sort of keep it away from the mouth and the nose. And I'm kind of willing to pay that price when I have a good item, something with good filtration, something that fits. Now, yeah, I really want to thank the people over at IV Watch for letting me try this. I'm so glad that I did give it a try. I hope you guys will try it and take advantage of the coupon code. And thank you again to the people at IV Watch for making our coupon code usable and reusable. I know that all of my viewers very much appreciate that. Again, I don't make any commissions off of these things. I don't want the bias that something like a commission creates. So I try to leverage that influence just to get a really good percent off for the people who are viewing my channel. And your feedback means the world to me. So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, concerns, please go ahead and put them down in the comments section. I try to answer every single thing that I can. Upcoming, I'm going to be reviewing some more compression gloves. A company reached out to me. I'm still wearing my compression gloves after my surgery, my CMC. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to have a chance soon to try out some new compression gloves and let you guys know what I think about those. And until next time, be well. Bye-bye.